Alrighty, it's your boy Zxous, and we're back here on Nikke. Now, we are doing the favorite item showcase for Helm. We don't have all her skills, which is unfortunate, and I don't think many people do have any of the new characters, like favorite item skills. I mean, all of them, unless you're like an Omega Whale who spent hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars, just because they obviously just came out, and the only way you can get them as soon as possible is actually by spending. So, yeah, but shout out to Giovanni. He let us hop on his account where he did get 2 out of the 3. Unfortunately, it doesn't come with the burst skill, but we are going to be using Helm as just a burst 3 flex character, just because that's kind of what her role was the entire time. I feel like don't get me wrong, when you use her burst skill, yeah, you get the healing mechanics now, or you used to have the healing mechanics, and that was kind of the main gig, but now her damage towards a single enemy is over 8,000%, and then she also gets a charge damage multiplier from her favorite item burst skill, making her broken. Like, she's a meta character now, right? Not only that, before she didn't have this ability where she used to she only used to give crit rate of normal attacks when the last bullet hit a target. Now she heals with every full charge and fills burst gauge with every full charge. Insanity. And then before, she had these 2 effects where she gave damage to interruption parts permanently, and then had the attack damage buff when you enter the full burst, but the attack damage buff got buffed, right? At level 4 here, it's 20.27%. Even at level 10 before, it was only at 11%, so that's quite big. And then obviously now with every full charge hit, deals 130% of final attack as additional damage, which is godlike, because remember, having the attack damage buff with every full burst, and then also having your crit rate increase, it's just very good. It's just very, very good. And then if we were to have her burst skill part of that charge damage multiplier on top of the full chart, it's just, she's so good, right? She's so good, right? I have used her just a tad bit, and then my laptop shut down, and from what I've seen, she was insane. So we're gonna just go in there real quick, see what she's like, and yeah, let's get to it right away. Let's just get straight to it. So this is the team I ended up putting on, right? Because I just wanted to see her as a flex burst 3 character, nothing more, nothing less, to be honest. And so we're just gonna go in here. I could have scope lock on, but if I put scope lock on, then we actually lose her ability of becoming a burst 3, right? Or not burst 3, like a favorite item character. But if you guys take a look at Helm, right? Or let's go to Crown first, because I want to show you guys, right? She works with Crown, right? As you guys can see, that second buff right there on Crown's head is replenishing. I don't want the screen shaking because it's kind of hard for you guys to kind of see stuff with that on. But as you guys see, that second last buff right there, or the second buff on the bottom row, is replenishing with every heal, right? So we are always permanently going to have royal attire up, right? Which is very good. Not only that, remember, when you enter a full burst, she is giving an attack damage buff. So as you guys can see right here, boom, every normal attack she does is additional damage. We're at 22 million right now. We haven't used her burst skill at all, right? And we're not going to. But from 22 million to what, right? With all the buffs she's getting, it's just 22 million to 32 million. She went up by 10 million there. Mind you, she went up by 10 million there, and we didn't even use her burst skill. All right, so I think Helm, now having her heal mechanics, 12, don't get me wrong, 12k, she's only healing 12k every normal attack, which I don't think is the craziest. I really don't think it's the craziest number. It could definitely be higher. It could be way higher, especially with the heals off her burst skill. But I think this is the character that is meta again. Easily meta. This is exactly what Elysion needed. Having that healer one, that supporter, and good DPS. Helm is now that character, right? Because you guys can see, without using her burst skill, she has type advantage, don't get me wrong, but without using her burst skill, she's at 66 million. This is Helm, by the way, right? Helm was the definition of a sub DPS. Helm is doing this right now, so it's kind of crazy to think about. In my personal opinion, I do think it's kind of wild that Helm of all characters is doing that. And mind you, we're missing a lot of damage because we don't have her burst skill, right? We really don't have her burst skill at all. And if I was to include her burst skill, I don't think it'd be as, we would get higher numbers for sure, but I don't really want to showcase her burst skill if it's not including the favorite item, hence why we're just using her. But you guys can see the additional damage, right? 1.8 million, 600, right? and it's going to be very easy for her to actually get those crits. You guys see, right? It's going to be very easy for her to get those crits, because remember, with every full charge, she is increasing, or not every full charge, but when the last bullet hits, she's increasing crit rate for normal attacks, right, by 5 seconds. So, yeah, you don't want to increase her ammo capacity. Litter probably wasn't a good play here, because I feel like that's just stupid. Having Litter on the team is kind of like, you know, kind of shafting her, but it doesn't really change the fact that, yeah, she is critting. And we are having that increased crit. And what's her number right now? We're at 141 million. 141 million with Helm. So Flex Burst 3. This is a Flex Burst 3 character, y'all. This is a character who's not using her burst skill at all. And we're at 141 million. She has type advantage, and she's the only one type advantage, so it might be a bit screwed, but it doesn't change the fact that Helm is doing that. And then remember, the burst gauge is going to be increasing big time because of the Helm. Look at the burst gauge with and she's a sniper too. Look at the burst gauge. Good lord, that burst gauge is filling up like crazy. Just 2 normal attacks. When do you ever see that? 2 normal attacks and we have our burst skill. Helm, by the way, because remember, I think with every normal attack she's increasing everybody's burst gauge. So getting burst rotations is this is a good character. She's a very powerful character, y'all. I'm not even gonna lie to you guys. Helm is a very powerful character. To get this is just crazy to me. I really wish we had her burst skill. I really do. But yeah, don't get it twisted. Helm is yeah. Let's run a full water team this time, right? No. We're just gonna put some water characters in there. We're gonna keep Crown, of course, as per. We can actually use Helm. It's fine. We could put Ludmilla in there. We could slap Dorothy as our burst 1, and we could put Privity as our Flex Burst 3, right? And then we're actually just gonna go against a boss, right? Full water team. We still have, yeah, this should be, I want to see. Type advantage. We're getting buffs from Privity. We are getting buffs from Crown. We're getting buffs from Helm herself. We're just not getting buffs from, I guess we are technically getting buffs from Ludmilla, because Ludmilla actually does have damage reduction, or damage taken increase towards the enemy. So, yeah, we are actually technically getting a buff from Ludmilla, but let's just take a look and see what it's looking like, right? So we haven't used her burst skill yet, but after the full burst here, right, we're at 3.4 million. Bop. Crit. Can we get some crits going on? No crit. Okay. So we're at 3.1 million to what? To 16 million. Again, not using her burst skill, going up by like what, 13 million. Okay, so here, this is not her including her favorite item burst skill, but 18 million to what? I don't expect it to be anything crazy, y'all. Don't get it twisted. I really don't. But let's see, 18 million to what? Okay, I mean 35 million. 18 million to 35 million with the new favorite item buffs and not the actual favorite item burst skill is quite good. Mind you, with that burst skill, it would have probably jumped up to like maybe 100 million, maybe like 80 million. I could easily see it jumping up to, because again, the charge damage multiplier, it's not even just, oh, she goes from 1000 to 8000%. It's the charge damage multiplier, which would make her go even crazier, right? Because she has the additional damage already with every full charge, right? So she's basically doing double the damage. As you guys can see, she's hitting twice, right? She's basically doing double the damage every normal attack, and then to have a charge damage multiplier on top of that would be quite bazonkers, right? Hence why you can see she's at, Dorothy's at, the fact that Dorothy has the highest number right now in damage is kind of concerning. Because why is Dorothy higher than Ludmilla right now? That's kind of crazy to me. Why is Dorothy higher than Ludmilla in damage? What? Okay. What? Like, don't get me wrong. Is Dorothy better than Winter Ludmilla? I mean, I'd say so. As an overall character, I'd say so. But I didn't expect it to be like doing that much more. I really didn't expect it to be doing that much more. What is hell? Does she have overload gear with elemental damage? She has to, because that's kind of crazy, right? And then Helm is doing Helm things, but yeah, you guys can kind of see Helm is not playing around, right? Obviously using Helm's burst skill is giving us more damage, as you guys are able to see right there. I mean, it makes sense that it is, right? We have all the stuff we had the last run, but this time we have more because we're using her burst skill. where in the last run we always had her normal attacks going off and all the stuff that came with that. So she's going to hit harder here regardless. But yeah, I do like Helm. I really just want to try her out with her burst skill as well, because that's a big damage buff that we don't get to see in this showcase specifically. But I'm not gonna put you guys through the full. I mean, we only have 30 more seconds on the actual run. We might as well leave it, right? I would definitely not recommend putting her on a team with characters who increase ammo capacity. Definitely not. Try your best not to get ammo capacity on your overload with this character, just because it's like the faster the she hits that last bullet, the better, right? And then running her with privity lowers bullets by 50% when you enter a full burst. So having her with privity is good. But the fact that she's like, we're entering the full burst with two normal attacks on Helm, and we're in a burst skill. Like, it's crazy. Right, I'm not gonna lie, it's crazy. Entering a full burst with two normal attacks is just not normal. But yeah, you guys can see even 225 million still without having the burst skill favorite item, very good in my personal opinion. So you guys let me know what you think. Let me know if you guys agree. If you don't agree, it's your boy Zxous. I'm out. Peace. She's broken. I think Helm is meta again. Working with Crown, doing good damage, crazy support as a flex burst 3 or even as an on-field burst 3 DPS. Very good in my opinion. So yeah, you guys let me know what you think. I'm out. Peace.